Welcome back to Han Took Shots First, and this week you have a lot to learn about pirates. I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
Nope.
I'm second.
Fuck me.
I'm used to it at this point, dude. I kind of
Damn
look
it.
forward to it. It's just so wizard.
And she's Whitney. I don't know. Chut chut.
McClunky.
McClunky. And we're back.
Hi.
Oh,
I'm
man,
sorry,
you got
Jack.
super robot voice.
What?
You had robot voice too. Are we better now?
Yeah. Am I better
And
now?
we're back.
All right, we're back.
Woo. Why is there a
Everybody-
duck on my screen that looks like a pap smear tool?
The hell?
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see your screen, so I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
I can go in full screen, can't I?
Yeah. But we are back and we're discussing the latest episode, well, last week's episode of Skeleton Crew, episode 5. You have a lot to learn about pirates.
We are fresh off the press here.
Yes, we're watching it right away, but the episode's delayed for you guys because last week we had a very special presentation of Derek Got Too Drunk. I mean, the Star Wars holiday special.
Yeah.
I got to do the Whitney thing this time around.
There was a lot of too much alcohol.
Dude, by the end of that thing, I'm listening to myself and I'm just like, no, but it's just Wookiees and it's burr.
Happy Life Day.
That
I'm
was
going to go watch
terrible.
some B. Arthur porn.
But yes, that's what we had last week. So this week we're discussing the episode that aired December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2024.
Oh, yeah, it is
Uh,
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It is.
Directed by Jake Schreier, who directed, it may have been the showrunner, I'm not sure, but directed Beef, some episodes of Brand New Cherry Flavor, and 6 episodes of the show Kidding with Jim Carrey, the Michelle Gondry show.
Don't think I know anything you just said to me.
Oh, you should watch Kidding. I think you would like it. It's you like Eternal Sunshine, right? It's Michelle Gondry
Yeah.
who made that, working with Jim Carrey again. It's also really
Okay.
depressing. So
Well,
Yeah.
we also found out that I watched Eternal Sunshine the wrong way.
How did you
I
watch
would
it?
delete. I would delete all those memories.
remember I said that during our interview episode. I was
No.
like, you watched it wrong.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
you'll hear it soon. And this was written by Young Joe Wesner.
I didn't hear his rap album drop.
She wrote or created
Oh,
the show
her.
Death and Other Details, which I'd never heard of, but that was like her main thing. So all that's out of the way. Now we can talk about the show.
What a fucking episode!
Dude.
Dude, I couldn't be happier with this show right now. Like, I don't know what else I would want from it.
Yeah.
It's delivering on things that I really want.
And it's not being super slow like the Acolyte did. Like, it's giving you information. And it is an adventure, a new planet each episode so far. And I'm totally digging it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there is a difference between drip feed and plot development. That's what we're getting instead of just like drip feed. It's a story progressing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of
Much
one
happiness.
event and then you wait till next week for the next event. There's one major plot point, but there's multiple events. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess there was 2 big plot points in this one, but
And you know what? Something else this show does for me? Sexy female aliens. I don't know what race pocket is,
Pocket.
but I want to put her in my pocket.
We found out who she is.
yeah, I was able
Oh, yeah?
to
'Cause
find
I
the
was trying to look
actress.
her up on IMDb. Anybody
No,
famous?
we just waited for the credits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a woman named Kelly MacDonald.
She's in
She's on
Boardwalk.
all of Boardwalk Empire.
She was the first, not the first lady, but the initial lady in the beginning. Her husband's an alcoholic. She's the 2 children.
She's with
Buscemi
Steve
starts
Buscemi.
taking care of her.
Yeah, and she's also
Yes,
in No
yes,
Country
yes,
for
yes.
Old Men.
I know exactly who she is.
I thought it was Rowena from Supernatural, Ruth Collin, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
I googled her.
That's some nerd shit, dude.
She's only 2 years older than me.
I know we're on a Star Wars podcast, but you need to be less nerdy right now. I know I got an R2D2 piggy bank over here, but you're nerding it up a little too fucking hard. I know I've got a gin and soda and a Jawa glass, but you're being nerdy.
Hey, I have a rum and soda in a gold rimmed goblet because I'm a pirate.
I mean, it's piratey.
Yeah, you're being too nerdy. I'm not nerdy. Look, here's Werner Herzog and here's Pasolini, but I'm not a nerd.
It's just a bold strategy for any of us to call each other nerds at this point in life.
But yeah, so this one starts out, we get a little bit more of the parents. We're at, well, I wrote down Wendell's office, but it turns out this is where everyone works.
Yeah.
Because we see Wendell, Numa, I believe
Neil's mom is
name
Numa, something like
Okay.
that, right?
And then Carrie Condon, who's Farrah, yes.
I feel like she's the top human. The supervisor is going to be a robot or like an AI thing.
Because we know it's not the pirate.
Yeah, well, we don't know.
We don't know that yet.
I don't think it. I think my theory's getting further and further, but still, I think we're going to come to find out this is. Well, let's just get to it. We know now this is an Old Republic mint.
Yes.
Fucking just basically, it's not gold. I can't remember the name. I think it begins with a B. The material they use. That's
what I said on the first one. I was like, it's just going to be that this is like, I thought it was like a big vault, but it's a mint, so they can keep making more Old Republic credits. So.
It's not Fort Knox. It's a fucking money printing press. But so I think it's something that was started in the Old Republic, got hidden away for whatever reason, so maybe they can just kind of control the flow of the money. What the hell is her name? High Republic fucking lady, the Great Work.
Mina So.
Right. So Grand Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah.
Whatever. So maybe her whole deal was like, we can control the economy by printing the money, but we have to hide it from people. Are you coming up here, kitty cat? You weirdo. Come here. But
that sounds fair.
I mean, that's what they do now, right? They're like, we can't print more because it makes it worth less, so we have to wait until they go out of circulation.
But then war happens, and you gotta hide your stuff away.
Hi, Kage.
I know she is fucking anxious right now. And I think it got forgot about. So I think you have robots on a protocol that's like, they'll let us know when to stop doing this. And no one told them to stop. So they just keep breeding these people. And I don't think we talked about it last episode, but something I noticed is there's a lot of the same races on both Attins or Ats. At Attin and the other one they went to at
Akron.
At Akron.
Oh, the thing with the really long head and the eyeballs at the end of it?
The Ithorian, yeah.
Is that what it was? I couldn't quite see him, but I just saw him, and my first note is Dick Nose Alien.
Yes.
Excuse me, they're called hammerheads.
Maybe that's the supervisor is one of them. Hi, Kage.
No, because we see him like walking their fucking dog frog. So I mean, they're citizens. It's just a weird connection to me that they all have the same. Will you figure out your life? My God. But yeah, just a connection.
She just wants to get in front of the ring light. She's like, this is where the influencers go, right? But so basically, they're trying to steal a barrier. You know what I'm thinking about?
The barrier codes.
Barrier access code. Who's not? But yeah, they got to steal this barrier access code so they can get a message out. And Wendell tries to use this little USB drive and gets busted
immediately.
Yeah,
it's a funny scene though. Show me your hands.
Yeah, he's so not used to lying. Like, this one. Okay, now show me your other hand. Okay, hold on. This one?
Please, show me both your hands at the same time.
But luckily for him, his boss is Carrie Condon, and she's like, wipe that shit out of your memory and shut down, robot.
Yeah, it's a family trick.
She's trying to go through the proper channels, but they're basically realizing at this point that the supervisor is not going to help because nothing she's doing is getting anywhere. We don't know how long they've been trying to do this because we're not really sure. I mean, hyperspace travel is quick, but it's not like instantaneous.
No,
So we
and
don't know how
saw
long they've
that-
been out.
We saw that a little bit in early episode where Jude Law's like, "Hey, it's going to be a while. Go to bed." Like you are doing hyperspace, but it takes time.
Yeah, depends on how far you're going.
Not a teleporter.
So then back on the ship, which we now find out, you told us already, but we find out officially, is the Onyx Cinder.
Which is kind of a connection to, the Inferno. It's fiery.
Well, there's that, and then also, and this is something that was in the trailer that I mentioned, another connection for Goonies is when they get to the treasure at the end, there's that big skull thing that's in the treasure room, and that's just made me think of the Goonies at the end when they
and also in Goonies, that treasure is booby trapped.
Yep. And Jod was totally like, don't touch anything.
I was wondering, I was like, is he the fucking captain? But I don't think that he is. The reason I'm still not 100% giving up on like the captain being the mom or something like that is because why else blur the vision? Why else not show us the captain when we see that part?
Yeah.
There's something there. It's going to be a reveal.
I know. I was trying to listen. I was like, they're doing a pirate voice, but can I hear who it is underneath? Like, is it secretly the dad and he's pretending to be bumbling? Like,
they already pulled that with the Acolyte.
Of the year. That doesn't mean they won't do it again, though. Sadly,
but he's really trying to hide. I mean, you got to be a good actor if your plan is to hide that you're the one who knows where At Attin is and you're there to get the treasure or whatever. Like,
if he was the Pirate King, he'd have a way to get his kid back.
I mean, he could have.
I'm the supervisor, bitch.
Well, if he was on the ship, he would know exactly where the ship was, though, right? Like, and not be freaked out that his son was on it.
I don't know. They said that Smee tells him. I mean, we'll talk about it right now. So they turn SM-33 back on after overriding his shit. I do like right before it, Fern is like telling Jude Law, she's like, "You turn it on. You're just too scared." And he's like, you're scared." But it's not like you're, because he is calling her out, but also it's like, no, you're scared. I'm not scared. You're scared.
You're the captain. You turn it on.
I'm a fully grown ass adult. I don't get scared. What was that?
But yeah, they find out that the ship belonged to Captain Tac Renaud, so he's French.
Oh, he could be from Cleveland. Never know.
He's a legendary pirate who just disappeared. And basically, like he programmed the ship to crash into At Attin when the crew tried to overthrow him. So that's what Smee is like. They all fucking died in that crash. So he may not know if it was one of them.
Concubine.
Stabbed by his concubine, which is Finn's mother or Wim's mother.
What's a concubine?
Oh,
she survived. She killed the captain and became the captain.
Yeah, that's what you do.
You know,
we see it later on. But so the treasure's hidden beneath Skull Ridge Mountain, because of course it is.
Well, wouldn't it be? You can't hide anything like a nice place like kitty cat fucking cliffs.
And Jude Law's like, "All right, take us to the treasure." And SM-33 just sits up and the ropes break. He's like, "Cool, got it."
that got a genuine giggle laugh out of me.
Same. Because they tie him down. They're like, "All right, you're not going to try and kill us." He's like, No, I overrid that. All right, we'll take us there. You got it. Boop, boop, boop. Your little fucking measly ropes didn't do anything. And I mean, as soon as they tied him down, I was like, I feel like I could almost get out of that.
Yeah, they need to use like tow cables or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get the whole story about Renaud, and Smee is very excited about going back to Skull Mountain because, or Skull Ridge Mountain, because he's like, oh, the good days of pillaging and ransacking and carousing.
And mud pits. Oh, the mud pits.
He's a good first mate, that Smee.
And we get a little moment between Jude Law and Wim. He's crying about how he's always wanted to go on an adventure, but it's scarier than he thought it would be.
Oh, but crying. Jude Law makes the same face that I imagine Derek would make if he saw a kid crying. Like, ugh.
and it's
You're
a
gonna
kid you're
wanna talk, aren't
responsible
you? You're not
for, so you have to stop. Because he tries to walk away, and then he just like slumps his shoulders because he's like, you'll see your parents soon. He's like, well, not my mom, and he's like, fuck. All right,
Now I
I'm
gotta
coming
fucking
over.
therapize you.
But again, like Derek, he didn't ask why not your mom.
No, this guy's a really bad therapist. He's like, forget it. Forget your anxiety, forget your parents, forget your fears. Just be a dude. Just be awesome. You see me? I'm fucking awesome.
And he does say some stuff that because we still don't know. So it's not trickery. This Jedi levitation shit he's doing isn't trickery. He's
No, he's
using the
doing
Force.
it.
Because there was
No.
that thing with Fern talking in the second episode, I think, maybe third, about how it had to have been the third because we met him in the second, but about how he was doing trickery or whatever, and it was like maybe wires, maybe this, maybe that. But I mean,
Magnets,
he picks up
repulsor lifts.
Yeah, he picks up Wim's tablet and gives it right to him, and later on he grabs his knife and puts it back in his pocket, so he can access it. But when he says he's talking to Wim and he's not giving good advice, but then he's like, "Well, your focus determines your reality." That sounds like a very Jedi training kind of thing.
Yeah, yes, I'm back and forth on him because I mean he does know the Force, but he's not great at it, which is why we haven't seen him use it in a fight yet.
Yeah,
So
every
either
time violence starts, he stops using his power.
So he's either scared to use it because he will go to the dark side, or
Not
because
on the
he's
end
been
of this
hiding
episode.
since Order 66, and he's like, if I show the Force, I get fucking found out. That's my entire life has been use the Force and find out.
Yeah.
Or he, in fact, was never a Jedi at all. He just has a little bit of Force powers, and he's not great at it. Sure, he can grab his knife, but he can't fucking pull a lightsaber out of Wim's hand, per se. He couldn't stop a fucking blaster bolt like Vader or Kylo Ren. I think he's middling.
This is one thing that I always wondered. What about the kids that are really good in the Force that were never found? Like nobody ever saw them. They never got training. They just heard about it and noticed they had these capabilities, but they never went.
It would be like think about Anakin Skywalker before he got found out. He was on Tatooine and people just thought he was a really, really good pilot. And Qui-Gon's like, if you would have grown up in the system, we would have found you right away. So there's plenty of those. They probably went off to be, I don't know, somebody like this. This is perfect. Like you have enough Force to just get by as a pirate. You're not a hero.
Yeah, and maybe it's the situation where he didn't get training, or maybe he was looked at, but they didn't approve him because of whatever. But he's familiar with what Jedi can do, so he trained himself enough to be able to lift things. And he's like, well, I can use it to steal shit. Because you can, if you know how to do it, you can practice, but you don't get the official training that'll get you to be able to do things like deflect blaster bolts.
Right. I mean, just imagine if he found some temple or something that had like just Force push and pull. That's it. Like he didn't have anything else. You could learn a lot from reading a book, but it's better to have a mentor teach you, the finer points.
Well, and because you're thinking of it in the way that kind of like Wim is in this, where it's like, well, there's Jedis who use the Force and Sith who use the Force, and that's it. Because Wim doesn't know anybody else who has it, so to him, it's all in the stories. It's people with the Force are Jedis. Because he even says, he's like, if you weren't a Jedi, then how'd you just do that? But Jude Law just gives him like a nudge and just walks away.
Maybe he's a Sith.
I don't think he's evil enough to be a Sith.
I don't know. He does whew.
The end of this episode.
I'm still holding on to a redemption moment, and I'll talk about that in the episode.
Whew. Sorry, I woke up with shit in my throat today.
Ooh,
that was my bad.
No, almost like I slept next to an open window. You know how that happens to me?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about weird dreams? Oh, I'll tell you later.
Yeah, hold that.
I had weird dreams about shitting in mouths. I don't know.
Did you have sex with another fucking dead president?
No.
Not this time. Unless you're talking about one of the rappers from
one of the dead presidents.
No, did you have sex with a dead president? No, I don't think Benjamin Franklin was ever president.
But so they get to this planet, which they find out is Lanupa, and they see some pleasure yachts, which I was able to identify right away. I felt good about that. Or bad, I'm not sure.
You should feel good in this company.
And they get these little ships that come alongside them, little escorts, and it's like, hey, all are welcome. Unless you're going to do violent shit, then we're going to kill you.
We'll blow you right out of the sky.
Yeah, which we'll see how that goes later on. But
Bluff called. Bluff called.
yeah, and they do say there's no kids allowed. Their stuff is made for adults. But it didn't. I mean, I saw booze and I saw spas, but I was like half expecting just like
Naked people running around.
yeah, like paid consorts. and
Well,
whatnot
that's a
walking
different
around.
room.
Ah, yeah.
We
Yeah, it was
just
a
they
different
didn't
level.
go to that room. That's as soon as Jod figured out what this was, he's like, all right, we got to get in and out because I'm about to go get in and out real quick. If you know what I'm saying, I ain't talking burgers.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna need all your money. No reason.
Do we have any extra lubrication on the ship?
Oh, that shit's all dried up.
That pocket is looking great.
Yeah.
Have
we got a podcast for you.
Bad movies, worst people.
I mean, look, you like getting a couple beers in you, watching a bad movie, and yucking it up with your friends. That's what we're doing. We have microphones.
We have great impersonations. We have bad impersonations.
I think it might be one of the best podcasts I've ever heard.
It's the best podcast I've ever heard, fellas. And I ain't lying through my giant teeth.
There's a sample.
Yes.
You can find us anywhere. Badmoviesworstpeople.com. Come check us out.
If you don't follow us, we will follow you home.
But he's disguises them because there's no children allowed as Bratrick elders, which got a laugh out of me.
Yeah.
Because like they're brats, you know.
They don't speak basic, so let me. He went like full Swedish chef real quick.
Yeah.
They understood me. Don't worry.
I do like they're getting searched, and he's like, the guy's like, hey, there's no weapons allowed in here, and John's like, what? This harmless knife, and the guy pulls it out, and it looks like the knife.
It's a pirate's knife.
It looks like the knife that the dude has in Planet Terror for cutting off people's balls.
Yeah.
It's like his wicked knife on the front, and then on the back it just has like this serrated like hook thing.
It's the knife that Chunk puts in his mouth to swing down the ship at the end of Goonies.
Yeah.
It's from the movie that him and Sloth watched when they were chained together in the basement.
I think they were watching an old Errol Flynn movie.
Exactly.
And then they do put a restraining bolt on Smee, so he can't do anything violent. He's like, "Oh, you want to bet?"
I like it. I said it before, will be quickly becoming one of my favorite fucking droids. He's so just, I don't know, man. Like we talked about on the way there. He's like
it.
he looks at this place. He's like, what happened to the battle pits? Now that mud, this is supposed to be for dissolving bodies of our enemies, not for
Yes.
and you've ruined it. And he says when he says you've ruined it, it just shows this spectacular gold palatial fucking hotel with fountains and booze and boobs. Look ruined to me.
Well, so Jod's trying to bribe his way into the hotel with credits, which is like always going to work, no matter how upscale the place is.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's when Pocket shows up, Kelly McDonald that we mentioned. She's calling him Dash Zenton. So there's like with the fifth name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
We
them all
had-
somewhere.
We have John Nanawood, Crimson Jack.
Mad
Dash.
and Silvo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mad Captain Silvo. This
Dash
is number 4?
Denton. Derek's is Jodwick Zank.
Yeah. So
Which I was
at
like,
least
you going with like John Wick? Trying to go John Wick?
Yeah.
But I like that, like, right after this, she's like, oh, Dash Zenton. And then she's like, yeah, I was looking for you after you fucked me over. And I couldn't find anybody who knew at Dash Zenton. So fuck you, buddy.
Yeah. And she's just in like such a nice, polite way, basically telling him you're fucked. I work for
Yeah.
a private company now. You know, I don't have to do shitty bounty hunting, just like big fish. You're so fucked. I'm telling the pirates that you're here.
So
And she
fucked.
tells the kids, don't trust this Sleemo.
And
I
she even
love
says, hey,
Slimo.
kids, don't trust this Slimo.
And when she says Sleemo, it sounds so much less lame than when Jake Lloyd said Sleemo.
It's that
I mean-
it's that Scottish accent that's just beautiful, you know? And
Look at
she's
that-
just
look
like,
at this fucking
it's like a
Slimo.
song.
Yeah, I like it. And maybe we're just, more used to that language now. Look how easily wizard flows off my tongue.
Yeah, but also when she says Slimo, it sounds like a word. And I mean, Jake Lloyd was like 8, so whatever.
I know.
But like,
I don't
he's
blame
like,
Jake Lloyd.
whatever. I don't remember the exact quote now, but it's like Uda Bonde Slimo or whatever. And it's just like, dude, no, stop.
Lucas for the last like minute changing his age. He was supposed to be older, then he's like, no, I want to be a little kid. Didn't work out well.
Fucked up that kid's whole life.
Identify. Yeah.
Oh, I saw that the kid that plays Anakin in episode 1,
Jake Lloyd. Yeah.
he was also
That's what we're talking about.
in something else as a kid that was just on the TV the other day, and I can't remember what it is, so never mind.
I don't know.
Okay.
But you remember that episode of Quantum Leap where we saw I think it was Quantum Leap where we saw Hayden Christensen as a wee lad?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How was he?
Like on a He was fine. He was on his he was the very end of the episode. I think it was Quantum Leap. It was something with time travel. And someone was at like a little city that wasn't supposed to like be there. And when he came out of it and the kid was riding his bike, he was like, "Hey, where's such and such city?" And it was Anakin or Hayden Christensen, and he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, mister." It was kind of basically his whole thing. So he didn't have much to do, but like it was so recognizable. I was like, this is just if someone took Hayden Christensen's face and photoshopped it onto Jake Lloyd's body.
So you're saying the casting was really good when they had him play the aged up version.
Yeah.
Nice. Good to know George Lucas had it all planned out.
All planned out.
But we do see that. So Pocket calls Brutus, who's the werewolf man. And, so we know that the pirates know that he's there now.
I want to talk about the werewolf man real quick. We've talked about it before that he was introduced in episode 4.
Yeah.
But you can't see that unless you have a despecialized edition.
Oh, really? They took him out of the...
Because it was a werewolf mask off the shelf, and George Lucas, which I think is such a charming little fucking detail. Like, use what you got.
Yeah.
George, obviously, not a fan of that. So I'm pretty sure that the Disney version will not have a chauvinist and however you fucking say that his race's name.
That's stupid.
So, but we have it.
Yeah, we do.
We got it in glorious, upscale, but not fucked
Is
with.
it on that shelf?
I was about to grab my disc, but it's still in the box. I haven't unloaded that shelf yet.
Fair enough. We'll get there.
But so I do like the little side thing when they go out to they show the spas and there's a hut there.
Oh,
and he just starts eating this little server dude. And the guy's like, "Not again."
So he's been eaten and spat out or passed through a hut system.
Yeah, I think he's been passed through before. Yeah,
you
that's pretty
smell
gross.
like something that's been passed through the system of a sick, elderly hut.
And I don't know. I mean, are you familiar with the planet Scipio?
No, not at all. When he
Okay.
said Scipio, that reminded me. There's Scipio is old African country, but that's all I got.
Because I was wondering if I'm gonna Google Scipio Star Wars real quick.
That's kind of usually what I do.
Era...
And then you get to Wikipedia, and it'll tell you if it's like, oh, it's only known for this show.
So it says it's canon.
Ooh.
Well,
it's canon from being in this show, definitely. So.
Oh no, it's Legends. Never mind. Well, now it would be canon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to see like if they said anything about who they were. Oh, it is the headquarters of the Intergalactic Banking Clan, who are here on vacation.
Oh shit!
So,
all right, the fucking Mun.
Yeah, so I guess that's why he freaked out, because this guy comes up to him, the security guard comes up to Jude Law, and he's like, "Professor Gorlox," and he's like, "Yeah, that's me, Professor Umium Gorlox of Scipio," and he's like, "Run!"
I figured it was an alien. Like, obviously I've been found out. I didn't even think about the banking clan.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, because
What
that's
are
what
the
it
banking
seemed like.
clan?
Well, they mentioned in this episode
Yeah,
the
but
banking.
what are they?
It's George
control
Lucas
banks.
being kind of racist towards Jewish people. It's a clan. Like, they have all the money. They lent money to the.
But what do they look like?
Oh, the do you remember the end of Acolyte where like the really weird hand came up on the cave and the real long face?
Yeah.
Darth Plagueis. He's a Mun.
Yeah.
He's obviously a little bit more of an evil looking one, because if you look it up, and even these guys, they're very goofy looking. But
I think husband's gonna Pull it up
Yeah,
for
I'll
me.
pull up a picture for the people at home and for wife.
Because that was always my thing when I first started reading the Darth Plagueis novel, which I know is not
Oh.
canon anymore, but it's
They
still
look like
really
they'd be a
good.
mun.
Yeah.
There's a picture of a mun.
And it might be Moon.
Presumably from a cartoon or something, but
Pretty sure. Yeah, well, that could even be from episode 3.
I mean,
We've
it's
seen
bad
it in-
enough CG that it could be a live action movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean, we've seen him in live action before, mostly in the prequels. And then
Oh no, yeah, that might be from the movie because here's another picture of some from the Clone Wars.
yeah.
So
Oh,
they
yeah.
look a little different.
That
I
was
was
Darth
looking on the
that
thing.
was Darth Plagueis' master.
But yeah, so clearly that's
Or,
not
sorry,
Jude
Darth
Law.
Sidious. Why did I say Darth Plagueis?
But clearly that's not Jude Law.
Yeah. Yeah, no matter what. Ooh.
You're running away.
I was trying to get because my camera focused on my phone, so I was trying to make it readjust on me. I'll just turn that off for a second. Anyway,
You look good.
so they
You
decide.
look like you're on the Sith side.
I feel like I'm
I mean,
talking to a fucking wanted man. Dude. So now we're talking about Skeleton Crew.
I'm a little turned on.
I'm a lot.
But so the kids, Fern and Wim and Neil find that like these pipes, and Smee is with them, and he's like, "Hey,
I want to
follow
backtrack real quick. Sorry. Just because
No,
it's a
you're
really
good.
cute moment because Jude Law is like, hey, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go search this. You're going to go here and KB.
KB.
She's like, I don't really want to go down there. And like, oh, you afraid of the steam, yada, yada. It's just, and then he's like, all right, cool. You go there. And then Wim. And then Neil's like, no, I want to go with Wim. He's like, look, here's the fucking deal. Pirates are after us. We're going to get found out. We have to go. I don't care whose fucking team you're on. Get it done.
Knock your shit the fuck off.
Yeah, like this is somebody that has never had kids, plain and
Yeah.
simple. You know, other people like active parents would be like, "Hey, kids, listen, focus up here." My mom would sing a song to them. Everyone, pay attention, so you don't get detention.
Well, I'm a
Oh.
And this
terrible
guy's
parent
just
then.
like, cut your shit. We're gonna fucking die. Do you want a sword in your stomach?
That's
Do you want a
husbands.
wolf man to eat you? That's how you get a wolf man to eat you.
So I'm a terrible parent because that would be me. I'd be like, "Zoe, stop it!
Yeah, but your daughter's
Get
a
out,
fucking-
get out the spray bottle and hit her with it."
your daughter's almost an adult, right? I mean, you can talk to her that way.
Oh, I mean,
Well,
all the
this
way
is
back
back
to
to
when we
beginning.
first started dating when she was 7. I'd be, stop it! Squirt her with a spray bottle. Down.
Oh man.
He'd get so mad. He's like, how does she not understand this? I'm like, you have to teach common sense. He's like, no, you're born with it. No, you're
That's
not.
why it's common.
That's why we don't have common sense anymore. No one's fucking teaching it.
Exactly. Because
Okay,
they're all
boomer.
like Derek. And
Okay,
they think you're
boomer.
supposed to know. I'll take boomer.
You're the one
Shit.
trying to get a 7-year-old to grow up real fast. That's pretty boomer to me. No, when I was your
What-
age, I already got home from the war, got a divorce, worked in the coal mine,
You should be
married my dead
mining.
brother's wife.
You should be mining by the time you're 10. That's all I'm
I mean, that's why
saying.
they're called miners.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
They're not spelled differently. So the kids decide, they realize, like, okay, we can follow this pipe because the mud pits are where the treasure thing was, whatever. So they're following the pipes down, and Fern ends up finding Renaud's sign, but they meet this Cthulhu mustache
Cthulhu.
tentacle monster.
Oh, Cthulhu.
Catholops.
But as soon as it said its name, I was like, I'm pretty sure he just said Cthulhu with an extra letter.
I
Yeah.
like him. Well, he's more of a walrus than a squid.
That's why he's Catholops. It's like Cathalrus.
Yeah,
You did like his design, though?
I do.
I did
There's like
too. I did too.
he's got like a morning star hand. He's got a tentacle hand.
I mean, I
Yeah.
thought it was fun because it's like
He's
it's a big
ginormous.
scary monster that they keep mostly in the shadows, probably because it doesn't look super great. But
Right.
but he's got like a tentacle mustache, which makes him friendly.
I
Yeah.
loved him.
And even it comes up. They're like, if he said if we entertain him, he'd help us out.
Yeah.
So we're just telling him a fucking
Tell him a story.
story. I did like that. KB is. I mean, she's just one of my favorite little kid characters in this thing because they get stopped and like, well, what are you gonna do? And she just like holds a
Pulls out
fucking
a
wrench out at him, like, like, what are you gonna
And
do
like,
with that? And she just looks at the things like, and if I twist that one, mud sprays you off the cliff.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was a good move.
And she
KB
gets
for the
so
win.
annoyed with Jod because he's laughing at her, and she's like, I should do you too, dick.
Yeah. I just,
She's like, you know, if I twist
I'd
this
fucking
one.
mud you.
This is where in this thing we get the other name for him, Jodwick Zank.
Yeah.
But Cathalops, they all get down there, and Cathalops ends up helping them out by he just smashes this thing. It's like playing Zelda. Like you're fighting a boss, and you have to get it to hit the rock thing to open the hole that you can go into.
That's right.
And the pirates arrive, and this is where we were talking about earlier. Bluff called because the escorts are like, "Hey, if you intend violence, we'll shoot you out of the sky," and they are fucking gone.
They couldn't even finish their fucking sentence, dude. We'll shoot you out of the And now
They
we
fucked
get
around
our
and
kids
found out.
going through. It's a bit of Goonies, but it's to me more Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I mean the laser trap thing. I mean even the first Indiana,
Still
the
Goonies
Raiders
for
of the
me.
Lost Ark, because there's the arrows,
It's
right?
the booty traps.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Booby traps.
But yeah, there's like a laser trap. I like the gravity trap.
That one was
Like-
dope.
Gravity trap is so fucking sick, and I'm glad we got to see it be used because I'm like, oh, that guy's solid. He's not gonna step up there. Then he gets shot from behind by fucking Stefan Urkel.
Derek's
Yeah.
like, he should have just been like, oh, did I do that?
It's just not in his normal voice though, like the normal Urkel version. Just like, did
Yeah,
I do that?
Exactly, just his real voice. Like,
Whoops.
yeah, did I do that?
I enjoy watching him try to be a tough guy because I don't fucking buy it.
Yeah. So the acid, this is when we get to the acid bath.
Yeah, they find the big pool of acid. Smee tests it for him by burning off his toes.
Yeah, thanks.
But it's like,
Thanks, me. He'll never dance
KB
again.
sees the thing up top.
yeah,
and,
it was really
sacrifice.
obvious to me. You make the greatest sacrifice, and they're all like, "Oh, it's life because life is the greatest gift." And
Not to a
Jod's the one
pirate.
that's like, "Dude, he's a pirate. He didn't give a fuck about life."
That's where we get the episode title. You have
Yeah.
a lot to learn about pirating.
Yeah. And so the greatest sacrifice would be getting rid of your money. So
Yep.
Jod has one Old Republic credit left that he's
What do they
he's
call
floating
them?
around. Dataries,
Dataries.
which lends to what we were talking about during Andor about them being like flash drive things, but these ones are just straight up like gold coins.
But they're
Yeah.
it's kind of our old school system of like there's gold, metal, and gold, silver, and bronze and whatnot. These being the most expensive. These would be our version of gold, and I can't think of the fucking name of the material. But
That's
they throw one in there, the pool drains out, and even then, and I've thought this in other properties that have an acid pool, it drains out, and they're like, "Cool, we'll walk down these stairs." And I'm like,
What about
"Well,
the
those
people behind
stairs
you?"
are still coated in acid."
Oh, it's going to eat your shoes off.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you got cut out.
oh, me or her?
No, you got cut out.
Oh, like no, like I agree. Like those stairs are going to be just covered in acid. The bottom of your shoes are going to get all fucking roached out.
Yeah. But the pirates arrive behind them. They get down in there and find the treasure trove. This is really wizard, or whatever that kid
That's
says.
so wizard.
And we do get Jod telling
Don't
Wim,
touch anything.
don't fucking, because Wim goes straight to grab something. Don't touch it.
Because
It's all booty trapped.
It's not
It's
Wim's
all booty
fault.
trapped.
It's who he is as a person. It's his character. He has to touch it all.
But Neil does find the thing because he's like, all this food is rotted except for that roast. It looks really fresh. And there we do see, because it's important, this chair. Neil goes to lean on this chair to get up there and grab the roast, and the whole thing drops out because it's a trap door.
Trapdoors, bitch.
So Jod ends up lifting the roast lever.
Because they're looking for the data rod or
Roast.
They're looking
something.
for a data port.
Yeah.
Which I will be going back over this episode, especially this part, because the only thing I really noticed, it looked like a Dragon Ball. Like,
Yeah, what was that? The glowing globe that's like.
a Dragon Ball? It might be from something that I'm not aware of. I'm sure it is, but that's why I want to comb through and see if I can find anything else.
Husband got one for Christmas today because we had Christmas
Dragon
with
Ball?
my parents. It's a glowing planet.
It's a little ball that like has LED lights in it.
No. Zoe got the planet. Never mind.
Yeah, and the one I got is like a little ball with LED lights in it, and you shake it, and a fan starts to spin really fast, and it makes like lift. So you can like hold it on your hand, and it'll float in your hand, or you can like throw it, and it'll like hover and like go further. And apparently there's a
dope.
certain way you can throw it and it'll come back to you. It's a stupid little thing. Like her mom always buys us like silly,
Stupid trinkets.
like the things you would see in Sky Mall.
I was just thinking Sky Mall or some gadget store in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, like things that don't exist. Like those kind of stores don't exist anymore. But when we were kids, you go to the mall and it's always just like, here's some stupid shit you don't need that they'll lose in 3 weeks.
Yep.
But it's always really fun for a little while. Like I get the magnetic hourglass and stuff.
I helped my mom set up her Amazon Prime account, so she's just constantly like Amazon Prime, Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Even today,
get
like she walked us to her car and she like holds up 6 packages. She's like, Amazon Prime, goodbye. None of this is for you.
I mean, you met my last roommate. There was a whole fucking bedroom dedicated to Amazon Prime packages. I had a fucking staging room in my house.
But they do find the thing, and it's the captain's log, which has the coordinates to At Attin.
It's
supposedly.
just a petrified hunk of captain shit.
Oh, gotcha. You was looking for the captain's log and he found it.
Yep. Oh, but that's also where Wim sees the lightsaber.
Yep.
Yeah, and I paused on this thing because it looks really familiar, but it's not. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not anybody famous. It looks like an old Jedi Temple guard, which would be a treasure, by the way, because the Jedi Temple is no more. The Jedi are no more. The Jedi Temple guard were some of the first to fall. I mean,
if you're someone out there who knows more and you're listening or watching on Spotify, you can comment below. I'll see it.
Yeah.
If you're
please.
watching or listening on YouTube, comment below. If not, hantookshotfirst@gmail.com. I would love to know if anybody knows, because this being Star Wars and especially Disney Star Wars, this has got to be someone's lightsaber or some reference.
I mean, we are
has to
talking
be.
about a Filoni produced, and Filoni
Exactly.
loves this shit. It's the equivalent of like if you went into my treasure room now and you found an old fucking 1600s flintlock musket, you know, one of those ones that actually has like a burning wick on it. You're like, that's old. That does
Yeah,
not
I
exist
like that.
anymore.
I do like once they get the coordinates, Jod is like, hey, so you can access like all of the systems? And Smee's like, yeah. And he's like, cool. Can you refill that chamber with acid? Because the
Because
pirates
they're
are trying to
like
break in.
banging on this door. That's
You are
exactly
seeing-
what I would do.
Absolutely, but you are seeing a little viciousness from him because he's kind of almost enjoying it or like,
Yeah.
just numb to it. You know, the kids are kind of sitting there like, oh God,
What the
you hear him
fuck?
screaming. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I mean, that was my first thought. That door closed. I was like, find the button that says refill chamber.
Yeah, it's a good move. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he could have been like, I don't know. Hey kids, cover your ears because this is gonna get pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
Except for the
About
one
to get
alien
weird.
species that loves the acid. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. Oh, I haven't had a bath in millennia. See,
I
what you
look
don't
shiny
understand
brand
is
new now.
water burns me skin, and acid actually moisturizes.
But this is where Jod takes his chance of taking over. He challenges Fern for control of the ship. And immediately he's just like, it's a
Just
fight to
yield.
the death, so you should just yield and I won't hurt you.
I was hoping that she was just gonna fucking call his bluff because I don't think he
And
would do it.
she tried.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, and like, you know, he has the knife to her throat kind of thing. I'm like, he's not gonna do it.
I thought he was.
I really don't think he would do it.
Well, I don't-
Okay, so then we'll circle back to that. But then Wim does this is a fucking great fake out. I love
Yeah, he
this.
charges. He's like, Smee, the kids are fucking prisoners now.
No. Before that though, Wim pulls out a lightsaber
Oh,
and he has the
yes.
face like, oh shit, he's about to use the Force right now. Like he's about to ignite this lightsaber, and then he does ignite it, but it's upside down and almost.
I knew it was going to be upside down too.
Yeah. It's so fucking well done though. And then he's like, all right, well that was
Oh,
my big moment.
I'm
I'm gonna
done.
go sit with Neil under this table right now and cry a little
I
bit.
mean, it's a callback to the last episode, right? With the big gun. And he's like, I got this. Don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah. It's gonna work out for him though. One of these episodes, it's actually gonna work out where he's like,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
worry, I got it, and he will.
Well, this
But-
is 2. So the next time he tries to do something,
It's
the
gotta
rule,
be
the
it,
rule of
right?
3s for writing is usually how it goes.
Well,
So the-
dude, what about the galaxy's biggest Chekhov's gun? That other At planet had that fucking giant ass gun that Frenchie introduced Neil to,
Oh yeah,
that doesn't go off, I'm gonna be upset.
I bet you it's on At Attin also.
It should
Oh
be,
yeah,
right?
that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be once they get back. There's gonna be some shit going down, and he's gonna know that that's up at the top.
Yep.
And Neil's the only one who knows about it.
Neil's gonna take out the
Oh.
pirate fleet with it, because the pirate
think
fleet's
so?
gonna find out somehow where At Attin is.
So
Or the supervisor's tower, because we know that's where the final conflict, or that's probably where the final conflict's going to take place, is with the supervisor's tower, because that's where they had to go. We don't know anything about the supervisor. It's the whole mystery. So they'll find out something, and he'll have to use the gun to take out the tower.
Which of the pirates do you think are still alive?
I think any of the
I think
named
Wolfman.
ones.
Yeah, I think any of the ones we know.
You hear some of them kind of get away, like, damn you, next time John would. So we'll see. I think if any died, it's ones that like you don't give a shit about. Steve Urkel's still alive. I know that's what you're asking. Urkel's alive.
Oh no,
Steve
I was
Urkel's
honestly
alive.
Wolfman.
Werewolf Man's alive.
Well, Brutus ain't going nowhere. Brutus didn't go down there. He sent his fucking dude. He's captain now.
The 3-eyed guy, he's still alive. Well, he's only got 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's still alive. Anybody who did stuff that we was a character.
So I do think we're still gonna get a fucking redemption. Oh, we should mention the kids get away using that stool. Great move from, is that Wim that does it?
Yeah,
But
Wim,
also, how did
he's
they-
like, I've got an idea.
How did they know it wasn't going to have spikes? Because every other trap had spikes or lasers.
Well, they didn't, but I mean, I guess it's like we got a 50-50 shot. Either we're here and we're getting taken prisoner by our supposed friend, or we take our chances in the hole. Well, we being Wim is like, I'm taking my chance in the hole, and you're all going with me.
And you're
Ka-chink.
all coming with me.
To go along with, let's finish the episode and then I'll say what I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much Jod picks up the lightsaber, looks at the camera, and ignites it, but it goes black, so we only get the
picks
sound.
up the lightsaber.
Wait a
by
minute.
the
Wait a
way.
minute. The fucking excuse me. The blade is blue. That's not Jedi Temple. That's they're yellow, almost exclusively.
Oh, okay.
Who's
I
blue?
just thought about blue. Well, just there's a lot of different people that are blue.
Pure, right?
This is not any main. Like, this is not Qui-Gon. This is not Obi-Wan's. This is not Luke's. This is not Vader's. This is not Anakin's.
But Anakin and
definitely
Obi-Wan
Yoda's.
were both blue, right?
Yeah. I just mean hilt wise. I'm looking at the hilt design, trying to figure out who this is, and the hilt looks like Temple Guard, but then when it popped blue, I didn't even think about that until right now.
So it's, what if it is his? And he does know Obi.
I mean,
He's like, we were roommates in Jedi school, but I dropped out. I did.
I nicked it from him while he was sleeping.
He knows so much about At Attin, and he knows so much about
He knows
TAC.
I think he knows a lot about At Attin because he's a dreamer and he's always wanted to believe it's real. You know, I've met people in my life that can fucking tell you within certainty what Atlantis is in our life, where it was, and what happened to it. With certainty, they know.
But I mean, that's the end of the episode. And I mean, obviously, we've all kind of made it obvious that we're intrigued by what's going on.
Yeah.
So, are there any final thoughts? We'll start with wife because she's the guest.
I got to remember that when we start the episode.
And she's gonna go first anyway.
I usually come second. Thank you.
But I'm
rude, by the way, rude.
No, I was gonna say something about like I agree with you with Jude Law. He's going to do something to make himself better again, right?
Yes.
Like to prove himself. He's got it. Like,
oh, I don't doubt that at all.
He's gonna save the kids.
he has.
It's gonna be like a moment of the treasure in one hand and then his other hand reaching down for Neil or one of the kids, like hang off a cliff, and he's gonna be like, fucking bollocks, and throw the treasure away.
Speaking of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, right?
I didn't even think about that, dude. That chalice moment.
Yeah. I don't really have any more thoughts. I mean, I really loved it. I think I really want to know what the fuck is going on, and I hate week to week because I got spoiled by streaming being like, here's all your episodes.
Yeah.
And now I'm back to, I mean, I get it, and I like the the building of the tension helps, but I'm like I said, I got spoiled, and now I'm back to the 90s where I'm like, well, fuck.
I have no real self-control, and I love having something to look forward to every week. Like with this
Yeah.
show.
Same.
I woke up today like it was Christmas Day. Like I was like, oh my God, I got a present. It's a new episode of Skeleton Crew. Oh, happy birthday to me.
Oh,
I don't know why
Yeah,
I turned into
if it-
Stewart when I'm excited.
it worked.
I got
love
a new Star Wars episode.
Yeah, if it would have all come out at once, we wouldn't have been doing one by one. It would have been 1 3-hour episode about the whole series.
No
You know,
fucking joke, dude.
Right? And I mean, I've sat through 3.5-hour movies before.
I mean, I like it coming out bit by bit. I like what we're getting though,
This
review
time.
wise. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
I do appreciate how they're doing it this way.
Yeah.
I guess it would have been longer than a 3-hour episode, because if they maintain their roughly 40-minute runtime,
They're not 40
Like-
minutes. They're like 25, 30.
I guess they're like 30
10
minutes. No, they're about 30 minutes, I guess.
I would
because
say
it's
you got
38 to 40 minutes, and then credits and previously on. And,
Yeah.
Go back.
but still,
So I actually timed it.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was like 30 minutes and 50 seconds or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, 30 minutes, not 25 though. I mean, we're talking 30 minutes a piece, but even so, that's a 6-hour.
There was one, I think it was episode 2 or one of the episodes. I was like, that's it? It's been 25 minutes.
No, that was Acolyte who did that. Not this one. This one feels beautiful.
They're doing a great job. I'm in Excite, and you're going to see me next week.
Yeah, so tune in next week. We'll be discussing episodes 6 and 7 to catch up, and then we'll be back to one a week. Don't forget, we released our holiday special episode. It's audio only. We released it on Christmas Day.
You don't want to see
But
We
it.
you-
were drunk.
Yeah, there was no way of setting up cameras and or taking them down.
No.
So, and also, I want to mention, we don't mention it a lot. There is an ad in here, but on our other podcast, Bad Movies, Worst People, this month, all month, is Drownuary, and we're discussing movies that are water-based trauma, and at least one of them has pirates in it.
Yeah.
So go check that out. And like I said, send us an email at huntookshotsfirst@gmail.com. Tell us anything we are screwing up on, or let us know anything we didn't,
Or on a
cover
positive
right.
note, if you have a theory of your own, I'd love to hear it.
We
Yeah.
definitely want to hear it. Also, another thing, if you become a patron and join our the Patreon, there's times where Hunt Took Shots First gets uploaded like a week prior.
Oh yeah. Any
Yeah,
episode
the
that's
regular
not an active
episodes.
show.
Yeah, exactly. The regular episodes always come out somewhat early. Early on, I was trying to do like 2 months early, but we didn't end up staying that far ahead of ourselves. So it's, a week, 3 weeks early, but you get that and it's ad free.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/worstpeople. It's only $3 a month. Plus you get extra stuff from
Extra
Bad Movies, Worst
content.
People. You get a mental health episode. You get our new Latchkey Vids series where we're discussing insane television shows from the 90s. So right now we're doing, and right now we're doing Cop Rock, which
It's
is
a
just a
treat.
hoot.
It's
So-
So you get all of us bundled into one fun package for only $3 a month.
Exactly. So thank you guys for tuning in. That's all for this week. I've been Derek.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Whitney.
All right, guys, let's get back to pillaging, ransacking, and carousing.
Ow!